Hello, everyone. I have not posted a video for a long time. I've been really carefully considering about what to do next, and so here I am now going to show you everything I've got. So once again, just to remind you, I started as a very young athlete in Canada with a dream to go to the Olympics, and my parents were convinced by Mitch Geller and Trevor Palmatier to allow me to move away from home to train with him to become a great diver. And I was unaware at the time that there was a strange initiation ceremony that had been going on before I got there with young athletes. Started in 1995, where there was some hazing and some bondage and some strange sexual molestation going on in hotels with boys. And Mitch Keller was aware of this, and I was unaware. This was a fait accompli that I was going to be the next victim of this. So some older athletes got me in a hotel under the instruction of Trevor Palmatier, and I was forced to write a note. And here you have the note that I was forced to write. My parents were lied to by henchmen for Mr. Geller. We have Kelly Stark Anderson, who convinced my parents to write this letter, and we have Gord Peterson, who is with the Olympic Committee. He was saying there should be independent investigators. There were not independent investigators. Kelly Stark Anderson is now with Dundee Mining, and she also participated in this cover-up. So this happened when I was very young, and I buried it, and I carried on with my life very confused about it. When I got older, I realized that the coach was being charged with sexually assaulting other young male divers. I found out about this, and I realized I had to come forward and speak to the police. I did speak to the police. The police had a lot of documents about this. They didn't show me them. They went on and convicted the coach on account of other victims. And later on, I eventually tried to speak to Diving Canada and Mr. Geller, and I was sent his lawyers, and they gave me an ultimatum. You're going to have to take a forced psychiatric exam, and here's the email about that, or you can go to court and, we're still going to get the forced psychiatric exam. So if you don't want that, you have to sign an NDA under our terms, find a lawyer to sign off on it. So I did that, and now I was terrified because I thought that it didn't matter what I said to them because they controlled what was going on. So after signing the NDA, I came to Russia, and I've felt very safe here because I knew that there was no one that could get at me here from their syndicate, from their outfit. I phoned the police because I felt something was not right, and I did talk to a police officer who told me there's a large dossier about abuse that happened to you when you were very young, and if you follow these steps, you can get it. So a year later, after paying and finding a lawyer and fighting and struggling, I finally got access to this dossier, and I saw exactly what happened to me when I was younger and all the people that played a part in it, including Tony Aldridge, who was trying to help me. He was one of the other parents of the divers, and there were people trying to help. Lee J. Streifler was trying to help, but there were a lot trying to work for Mr. Geller. We have the names there. I'm going to show these all to you. So I've been told, and I'll show you the letter here, I've been told that I can be in contempt of court for sharing this, and that I could face jail time for sharing this. But I'm at the end of my rope. I feel safe in Russia here. I want to stay, and I think that other people might be in danger with Sports Canada. So I'm just putting this on the internet so other people can see it and decide for themselves. So I've been talking to imroze+Ali. I was talking to Cameron Fox. Before that, Bruno DeVita. They have a lot of different lawyers they send out, Sports Canada, because this is quite a common thing. imroze+Ali accidentally commented on page 478 of the evidence, and then it seems he was told by his superiors, don't comment on any other pages. Samantha+ip has taken a statement, a position to say that we do not see that there's anything wrong with these documents, and she doesn't want to comment on page 587 or 498, where it's talking about sexual abuse, taping my hands and shaving me and putting toothpaste in my butt. She doesn't want to talk about that, but she says, we don't see any contradictions in this, but we also say that your new lawsuit does not have anything to do with the abuse. So this sort of illusion she has permits her to imagine that she's not doing anything unethical. Quote a lawyer for the Nuremberg trials, Jackson, he said, any law at all was to these men simply a propaganda device to be invoked when it helped and ignored when it condemned. And this is very similar to I'm dealing with like Nazi lawyers defending these pedophiles for Sports Canada. We see it with the hockey. We see what's going on. It's a disgusting system they have in Canada with sports, and it's perpetuated. I'm not the only one struggling against these NDAs. So here's all the information. I took $160,000 3 years ago. Other victims here, he got $600,000. The other victim of the coach, Trevor Palmatier, I got $160,000 3 years ago. And so you can imagine how long that's going to live me to live the rest of my life. I'm doing the best I can. It would have been nice to get the same as the other guys, but they intimidated me and told me I was worthless. So I took less. So I've got nothing to lose now. I'm putting this all out there. Share this, pass it around. Look at it objectively. Tell me what you think of it, because I'm trying to give this as objectively as I can and trying to present all the facts. This happened to me when I was a kid. I came forward. When I was 40, I reported it. They said, you either get a psychiatric exam or sign an NDA that says we didn't know. I say, okay, I got I got dental problems, I need help. Fine, I'll sign whatever you want. I'll find a lawyer to sign off on it. And then I find out they did know about this. They had a lot of evidence. It's 100 pages of it. Here's about 60 pages of it here. And I say to them, look, guys, you should have showed me this before you've pressed me to sign the agreement. And they say, that's your fault. You should have known to ask about it, and it's not our problem. We don't see anything wrong with it. But then when I asked them to talk about 498 or 587, talking about the specifics of what they knew and what they did and how there were no independent investigators, as Gord Peterson suggested, it becomes pretty clear that they're lying and they're doing something very bad. So I'm putting this out on the internet, and I hope that the court of public opinion will stand in my corner. And please look up and contact these people. Mitch Geller, Diving Canada's there. You can find him. Kelly Stark Anderson, Dundee Mining, Gord Peterson. He's an attorney in London, Ontario. He's no longer with the Olympic Committee. And ask them, imroze+Ali, ask Samantha+ip at her law firm in Vancouver, why she doesn't see any contradictions in the NDA I signed in page 587. Thank you again for looking at this, and please let me know what you think.